Anne Frank was born in Frankfurt, Germany, in 1929 to a warm and loving family. From the very start, her eyes reflected curiosity and intelligence, and her heart radiated kindness. She lived with her father, Otto, a thoughtful and patient man, her mother, Edith, nurturing and gentle, and her older sister, Margot, calm and studious. Anne's early days were filled with the simple joys of childhood, laughing with her sister, reading books under the soft sunlight, playing in quiet streets, and exploring the world with wonder. Though the world around her seemed ordinary and safe, subtle shadows were beginning to appear. Anti-Semitism was quietly rising in Germany, and even children could sense the tension. Yet Anne's innocence and her strong connection to her family created a safe haven. She found comfort in small moments: the warmth of her mother's smile, her father's gentle encouragement, and her sister's companionship. God's guidance, though quiet, was present in her early life, in the sense of wonder she felt when reading a book, in the peace she found in her family, and in the spark of curiosity that made her unique. These early years, filled with ordinary joys, laid the foundation for courage and resilience that would grow in her soul, preparing her for the journey ahead. As Anne grew older, she began to notice subtle changes in her surroundings. The world outside her home was becoming less safe. Friends she had played with in school were suddenly distant. Families were moving, and whispers of fear filled the streets. Anti-Jewish laws began to affect everyday life. Restrictions on schools, public spaces, and freedom. Anne, though young, sensed the weight of these changes. Her mind became reflective. She observed not only the fear in others, but also the small acts of kindness and bravery that still existed. She realized that life was not just a series of events, but a delicate balance of choices, courage, and moral strength. Education became her refuge. She immersed herself in books, learning about history, human behavior, and the strength of the human spirit. Even in these troubling times, God's guidance was subtly present. Anne found hope in knowledge, comfort in her family's love, and courage in understanding that every challenge carries a lesson. Her reflections grew deeper. She asked herself, how can one remain kind when the world grows cruel? And what does it mean to be truly brave? Through these questions, Anne began shaping the values that would define her: empathy, courage, patience, and hope. Every new law, every whispered threat, and every challenge around her became a silent teacher, preparing her for the trials that awaited. In 1942, Anne's world changed forever. To escape persecution, her family went into hiding in a secret annex above her father's business in Amsterdam. Life became confined, yet it also became a canvas for growth, reflection, and discovery. The rooms were small, the days quiet, and the outside world uncertain. Yet, within those walls, Anne's mind and spirit blossomed. Daily life was disciplined and cautious. Anne helped with chores, maintained routines, and observed the rhythms of her hidden home. Yet, she never lost her sense of wonder. She wrote in her diary, her secret friend, sharing thoughts, dreams, fears, and questions about life. Every word she penned revealed a mind growing wiser, a heart growing resilient, and a spirit illuminated by God's quiet guidance. Anne found joy in small things: the light through a window, the shared laughter with her family, the moments of learning together. She learned patience in waiting, courage in enduring confinement, and hope in believing that the future could still hold goodness. Even the helpers who risked their lives to bring food and supplies became reminders of human courage and divine providence. Her reflections deepened. She asked herself, "Can I remain hopeful when surrounded by fear? And how can I keep my heart kind when others choose cruelty?" These questions became part of her spiritual growth. Through every quiet day in the annex, Anne learned that life's trials are opportunities to discover inner strength, empathy, and unwavering faith in the light of God's guidance. Anne's diary became more than a journal. It became a mirror of her soul. She wrote about her dreams of becoming a writer, about the world she longed to see, and about the kind of person she wanted to be. She reflected on courage, morality, and the fleeting nature of life. In her thoughts, God was the quiet presence giving her strength, illuminating the path, and helping her maintain hope even in darkness. She observed the people around her, recognizing their flaws and virtues. Every act of kindness, every expression of anger, every moment of fear or bravery became a lesson. Anne pondered questions of justice, love, and purpose. How could humans harm one another, yet show boundless courage and compassion? What role does God play in guiding hearts through chaos and suffering? Her reflections were profound yet simple, universal yet intimate. Anne learned that even in confinement, the mind can explore freedom and the heart can radiate hope. Her writing became her sanctuary, her voice, and her instrument for understanding life. Through it all, God's subtle guidance shaped her resilience, her empathy, and her unwavering belief that even the darkest times carry lessons and opportunities for growth. Tragically, Anne's world of hidden hope was shattered when the annex was discovered. She and her family were arrested and sent to concentration camps. Yet even in these harrowing moments, Anne's spirit remained intact. She faced the horrors of uncertainty, loss, and fear with courage beyond her years. Her reflections on life became more poignant. She understood the fragility of existence, the power of human kindness, and the enduring strength of faith. God's guidance, though unseen, became a source of inner light, helping her endure pain, observe humanity, and maintain hope. Even in captivity, Anne found solace in memory, thought, and prayer. She remembered the moments of joy with her family, the lessons learned in confinement, and the dreams she had nurtured in her diary. Her courage, humility, and introspection became a silent testimony of the strength of the human spirit when guided by divine light. Though Anne's life ended tragically, her diary survived. The words she wrote, the lessons she learned, and the reflections she shared became a beacon of hope for generations. Her story is timeless, transcending religion, nationality, or background. It teaches that courage, hope, and faith can thrive even in the darkest of circumstances. Her journey reminds us that God's presence is always near, guiding, comforting, and illuminating the path. Every act of kindness, every choice of courage, every moment of reflection is a step toward light. Anne Frank's life is a universal lesson that through patience, empathy, and faith, humanity can endure trials, transform suffering into wisdom, and inspire the world with hope.